All right, everyone, welcome. I'm just going to let you know this session is recorded. We're going to start in a few minutes, 3 minutes to be exact from now. Dennis will be with us shortly. And hi, Dennis.
Hey,
Thank you so much for being with us here. I mean, I appreciate it. I'm sure that the other freelancers will too soon.
I think your idea for this webinar topic, the importance of communication, is probably the most important webinar that you could join today. And if you're watching live or on the replay, I'm glad you're here because this is how you're going to generate more jobs, to get more gigs, to make more money, is to learn how to communicate properly. And this is more important than your ability to be a graphics designer or edit video or build websites or do logos or do all these kinds of things, the ability to communicate. Because the number one thing that Western clients are looking for is whether they can work with you and whether you can reflect back an understanding of what they're looking for. That's the number one thing, because they're thinking, this person on Fiverr, they're in another country. I'm not sure if they understand. I don't know if they do a good job. I don't know if their English is good. You don't have to have perfect English. You just have good English. So I'm glad you're here. And we're going to cover some of the key points of good communication. And these are mistakes that even I have made. Even friends of mine that make a lot of money, they make a lot of these mistakes. And we're going to cover what those mistakes are and how to overcome them. So Yoav, I'm glad that you came up with this topic. I'm glad because it makes a big difference for a lot of our freelancing friends that are trying to make a good living and trying to advance.
Well, thank you. I mean, it's my pleasure to host you, or basically co-host with you. And, I just think according to what we heard from the past webinars, like, I mean, the feedback that we got from freelancers, also in the form, on the Fiverr form, and also according to what you and I have been talking recently, I think that this is indeed a really, really crucial topic that basically is all among us. I mean, right now, between you and I, and also between the freelancers, the audience themselves right now, as they contact in the chat, and obviously on their day-to-day life with their customers or potential customers. And so thank you for doing this.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. My goal is to see all of you guys make more money and all of you guys do better at freelancing. And I think there are few partners that are better than Fiverr. Fiverr is the place I believe everyone should start their freelancer journey. Not just because it's a great marketplace, but because you can learn from folks like us on how to improve your skills, like Fiverr Learn and the courses that are there, other training. So it's not just the jobs, but everything else that you need. So I'd like to share my screen. Actually, first, I'm glad all you guys are here. Where are you from? Let us know. Let Yoav and I know, where are you from? We have a lot of friends in Pakistan, in the Philippines, Florida. Yeah, that's a long way away. I was in Florida last night. Montana and the United States. Oh, awesome. Okay, a lot of our US friends.
Sri Lanka, Germany, Poland, Macedonia. I saw India in the beginning. Yeah. Bangladesh. Yeah. Oh, Pakistan too. Brazil, Chicago.
Yeah. Chicago. That's probably right next to Chicago. Yeah. I just closed a deal yesterday with someone who is nearly a billionaire, and he's paid $20,000 a month for our services. And
wow, congrats.
Let me ask you, and everyone else in the chat, for this client that's paying us $20,000 a month, do you think they're paying us this much because I have better video editing, graphics design, SEO skills, or because I have better communication?
Oh, that's a good question.
What do you think?
I would go with the first one.
Really?
Perhaps a combination of the two. Both. Exactly, as Sajwal said.
Yeah, both. Of course, when people are paying you a lot of money, you have to have world-class skills. But I'm going to tell you what we're covering in today's webinar is actually the main reason why I'm able to get these deals. Do you know how I was able to get Nike to pay us more than $1 million for analytics? The same skills we are talking about here. And communication. Your ability to communicate, you cannot, especially with tools like ChatGPT, that can generate the content, and Mid-Journey. All these AI tools are generating the content. A lot of people are thinking this is going to put us out of business. The AI doesn't have empathy. It doesn't have active listening. It doesn't know how. I mean, it's your assistant. It can help you with better grammar. It can help you write proposals. It can help you respond back in chat. You can literally type stuff back in, and I'll show you how in just a minute. All right, here we go. I'm going to share my screen. I woke up early just for you guys. Hey, what time is it where you are? Let me know. We're in Chennai. Where is it? 9 p.m.? Is it? No, it's like 12 and a half hours. It's like 9:30 p.m. Where are you?
Yeah, 9
6
p.m.
p.m. Okay. All right. You guys are all over. All right, great. Well, it's 9 a.m. here in Las Vegas. And if you have comments along the way, we'd love to hear what you're thinking. We'd love to hear like what challenges you have. Are there things that we're missing? So just holler. Okay. So let's see. Oh. So Yoav, name a city in the world. Any city.
All right, let's go. I'm a bit biased, so let's go with Montevideo.
Montevideo. I'm not sure if I've got that one.
Well, if not, I got another one. It's okay.
Okay.
I got my
Let's see. Do I
favorite.
have? Let's see if Google. So this is off of my phone. All the pictures and videos. This is
Yeah,
probably
that's the
not Monte.
city. Yay.
Name another city.
All right, London, my favorite.
London. Okay, I've been in London many times. That's an easy one.
For sure.
London. So, yep, I was in London. This is the London. I hear this. I had dinner with my friends Uzair Chaiwala and Farzana. They're both from Pakistan, and they're two of the top Google Ads experts on the planet. And in fact, if you type in "learn Google Ads," they rank #1 on Google. And you can see this was 1 year ago, taken on my iPhone 13 Pro Max here in central London. And what I did with them was teach the importance of communication. So they're big freelancers, and you might think that just because that they're just too far away from where you might be. How are these guys making millions of dollars? Well, look, I'm literally showing you. So there's videos of them, Uzair Karwala, Farzana Karwala, and I've talked about them. We've talked about video SEO. We've got a lot of these YouTube videos that we've made together. Like they've even posted this on their channel. And they got me to say, working with these guys is amazing. And they got me to say it on video, right? And you hear me say, so they have this, they run Google Ads, right? And so when you show things like this is what increases your credibility. Because other American clients, if they see that I've worked with them, they're more likely to work with these guys, whether they're in London or Pakistan or other places. We happen to have a Facebook group with them in it, and it's called Digital Marketing with Dennis Yu. And you can see all of this is based on communication and relationships. So inside this group, by the way, any women out there, let me know. Any women in this group? If you're a guy or girl, I want to know, like, what is our composition here in this group? Is it like 90% guys? Holler all the females out there. Vicky.
Vicky. Yeah.
All right. RuPaul is probably female, right? Okay. Okay. I think freelancing is a fantastic opportunity for a lot of women in Pakistan. So here's one for, this is my friend Farzana. So let's listen to her. And one of the things that we talked about was Muslim women in Pakistan, teaching them digital marketing and what the opportunity is. So I wanted Farzana to share some of this because she was telling this a little earlier, and I just wanted you guys to hear this.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody, and I'm really passionate about supporting anyone that is working freelance, working in their businesses, but especially women. because as a Muslim woman, I was born in England, but my culture is very much a part of me, and I'm 100% Muslim. But I started my business, which I'm very proud of, and together with my husband, we have taken it 20 years. But we've done that together, and I'm very fortunate that my husband supports everything that I do. He wouldn't argue with me anyway, he wouldn't dream of, but it's together that we have made this dream come true. And I want to inspire all of you, especially the women, come forward, educate yourselves, become professional, use good communication, use your languages, and make this happen for yourselves. Yes, it's for your households, for your children, for your families, but beyond that, it's also for you. You are allowed to have a dream, and you can make that dream a reality. So join in. We have the support of the wonderful Dennis Yu. Let's make this dream come true for all of you.
Now, what does it mean, Farzana, for folks who maybe they're just starting in digital marketing, but they don't know a lot about digital marketing? They don't know about working with American clients. They don't know about like Digital Marketer, this conference that we're a part of. Give them a taste of what is that like, especially because you guys have been working with American clients, making American dollars.
Yes. So yes, we are based in the UK, but we've had to change our mindset and understand who our client is in the US. And that's not just about dialing out to another country or sending an email. You must improve your communication skills. You must get your grammar and your English. This is not about the accent. We don't care about that. But you've got to be able to communicate, because in digital marketing, when you're writing ads, when you're writing website content, when you're looking at images and adding captions, it has to be 100% spot on. So if I could give you a tip, I would say, slow yourselves down, think about what you're writing, and make sure it makes sense. If you've got a doubt, Google it.
So what do you think about that, guys? These are the ultimate in freelancers. They have clients all over that pay them thousands of dollars per month. What is the difference between what they're doing versus people who are new? Yoav, what do you think about what Farzana said?
I'm first of all admired. I mean, I admire her. That's amazing. I think that she's so right. I mean, eventually, because let's say, even in English or Spanish, because I'm part Ukrainian, so I definitely think about it. Like, try to be clear, even if I'm like with lack of confidence of what I want to say, but at least try to be clear and try to make sure that like the communication, what I want to say and transfer to you in this case will be as clear as possible.
Amen. Okay. I want to cover a few things. Okay, here it is. Okay, this is the number one thing I want you guys to learn, which is active listening. When you can learn active listening, all your problems go away. You know what the number one thing is I see when we're talking to potential freelancers that we're hiring is a complete lack of empathy or understanding of what the requirements are. So when you're talking with a potential client and negotiating something on a project, I could click on any of these. Like you can see, we're talking with all these different people on different things. The number one way that they are disqualifying themselves is they will, let's see if, I think I've deleted most of these, but you'll see, here's just a sample, okay, or just an example, right? So usually there's a back and forth when you're talking about something on a gig. So me as a potential client will say, hey, can you do this? And they'll just say something like this. Now, this is not necessarily bad, but I want you guys to understand how to make it better. Notice like this sentence doesn't have a period at the end of it, which sounds ridiculous. And I know that messaging looks like chat. So if you reply to people like it's in chat and it's all lowercase and you're not using proper grammar, the clients are going to nail you on that. So always use proper grammar. So if you're not really sure, here's an example, right? Thank you. And this guy, he replies, hello. So this is the number one most common mistake I see with freelancers is they just reply saying, hi, how are you, sir? Kindly respond. And those are nothing. I know that seems polite to say that, but when you're in a business environment, you have to be a little bit more professional. Don't just say hello. And I'm trying to help him out. And I'll say, let me know what your thoughts on this are. So I'm giving him an opportunity to reflect an understanding of what I'm trying to do in this project. And then you didn't tell me anything. So then when they're being defensive, that shows they're not looking at any of the requirements from above. And then some weird thing like, may the spirit of Christmas, I don't know why they would do this. This is like a few months later, right? So all of this doesn't reflect active listening, because active listening is reflecting back what their requirement is. So if they're let's say a pest control company in Portland, then if you have examples of other pest control companies, you could say that. That would be the best thing. Oh, Ken, you've got a pest control company in Portland. I've worked on other pest control companies, right? Then, oh yeah, okay, well, that's great. That's probably enough to get the job, right? And in our last webinar that Yoav and I did together, we talked about being very relevant and choosing a niche and being very clear that your thing is not just graphics design, but the particular niche that you're serving. So if you're serving personal injury attorneys, you could say, I do design work for personal injury attorneys. If you say that, you literally, and even if you don't have any personal injury attorneys, you literally will make 10 times more, because a specialist in a particular industry vertical, you serve dentists, you serve real estate agents, you serve, whatever category of business. That's more important than the category of, if I come here to Fiverr and I'm looking for, oh, this is a seller dashboard. What is going on here? Switch to buying. So if I'm looking for, let's say, see all these different categories, right? Ad copy, podcast, whatever it might be. Yes, have one of these specialties. But number two is choose a particular industry niche that you do it for. So don't just do data entry. I do data entry for, garage door companies, something very specific. You're going to make a lot more money. And that also will naturally lead itself to active listening and the kind of communication that you want. So active listening is not just replying okay or hello or kindly reply, sir, or broadcasting out thousands of messages saying, hey, please hire me, please hire me. Even our American friends are guilty of doing this. It's unbelievable how much spam I get. I mean, look, we just probably go to my Twitter and see how many people are spamming me, or let's go to my LinkedIn. Do you get this? You have on LinkedIn, you have all these people that are constantly messaging you. Let's go to my LinkedIn and see how many there are.
Well, unfortunately, I'm not that popular as you are, but I do sometimes. I get it.
Here's one from this morning. Okay. This came in. Look, this looks like a good message. Almost all of you guys out there that are freelancers or agencies are making this mistake. So watch. Okay. I just opened this. I don't know who this guy is. I just opened my LinkedIn, right? Just to see like what's in here. Okay. And what does this guy do? I probably should not have accepted the connection request, but I did, because I thought, oh, maybe we have like 10 mutual friends or something. And he says, hey, Dennis, thanks for connecting on LinkedIn. Do you have any needs for website design, development, mobile apps, or SEO? We are a full service, blah, 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 blah. Let's, have a meeting. What's wrong with this, Yoav?
Wow, a lot. Let's say, I mean, you know what? At least the first thing that comes into my mind, that he wrote a lot. And like, instead of, just, in my opinion, like I would answer if he would say, I hope you're doing well, or maybe just write something that will entice
Well,
me.
they all say that. I hope you're doing well. What a throwaway line, right? I don't even know you. We don't have a relationship. So when one random person says, I hope you're doing well, how can you possibly have any true care or concern for me? We've never talked. You're not like praying for me, right? So that's a throwaway line. Thanks for connecting. Do you have, this is like what a hooker says. Hey, baby, do you want to, do something tonight? No, I don't know who you are yet. We've not established a relationship. Now, what he could do is, now when people do this, I have keyboard shortcuts. So there. I literally just created my canned reply to their canned message. And I wrote an article on don't spam, earn the right to my attention. And so what you do is you personalize. And I wrote an article here that I linked him to try to help him so he can get more deals, right? Just like, yeah, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having see, literally is what people are doing. Are you having a good Thursday? Hey, Dennis, I love your content. Or they say something like that. That's all generic stuff that the robot can say. And they're not personalized. So the number one thing in active listening is you're actively responding, you're empathetic, and you personalize. So a lot of people think this is a lot of effort. No, it's not. You need one sentence. Can you write one sentence that's so personalized as no way a robot could tell? Well, actually, the robot can do this now. So let's say, name a business, a kind of business fictionally, Yoav, so we can do this.
Can you repeat it? Name a business?
Name a type of business.
All right. Let's go with Nike.
Okay, cool. Nike to do what? Name something. What would I be doing for Nike?
Oh, that's wow. I'm blackout. Retailing, perhaps? No, you know the branding.
Choose a category on Fiverr. On Fiverr we have all these
Branding.
things, whatever, all these things that people can do, right?
Let's go with logo designing.
Logo design. Okay, Nike needs a new logo, but maybe they have a new product, right? To do logo design for a new product, a new running shoe. Okay. And I'm a graphics designer. I am messaging, because you got to know who it is, right? So I'm messaging Yoav, who is a product manager.
You can say that.
I'm just pretending. Oh, okay. I mean,
Course.
ChatGPT could say, no, he's not. Yoav works at Fiverr. I know. Shh. Okay. Well, this is just an example. Who is a product manager at Nike? Okay. Write a 5-sentence response, cold email. I can send him. I'm Dennis Yu. Okay. Now I'm asking the AI to write my message for me, because if I just mass spam everyone with the exact same message, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, it's not going to be very good, right? So now the AI is going to come back and say something very specific, trying to incorporate your name. See? Now it's trying to personalize it to Nike. Now, if I was doing this for some other company, it would be personalized to them differently, right? I've admired Nike's commitment to innovation. Okay, this is not. Now, if I don't like the response, this is not personalized. It will just get deleted. It will just get ignored. So talk to the ChatGPT like a person. See, it's even polite. You can even be mean, like, you know what? This is crap. That's what you tell it, right? But you need to tell it why it's crap. Okay. There. Now you see this is better. So now it knows that Zoom X Invincible is the new kind of running shoe they have. And look how personalized this first sentence is. As a passionate runner and experienced graphic designer, I have been closely following the evolution of Nike's running shoes, especially the Zoom series, right? Blah, blah, blah. And I have some unique ideas about design, and I'm an expert at storytelling and all this, and I'd love to explore, have this conversation. What's the difference, Yoav, between this first one, or what's the difference between like what this guy said versus this one here? What's the difference? Guys, in the chat, what's the difference? What do you think, Yoav? What do you think about this?
Much more personalized, much more, as you described before, kind of like active listening. Like you're actually the person who writes this kind of thing. Here, Aisha said also personalizing, talk about your value by Rota, more personalized and to the point. Exactly, to the point.
Yeah.
Being
So
more
active listening is being less robot and more human, right? So the biggest mistake you can make when you're trying to get more clients, it doesn't matter whether you're messaging them here inside Fiverr, and we can look at these conversations and you'll see the same thing over and over again, right? Look, I hope you're doing well, blah, blah, blah. Like it just doesn't work. So here, like I'm giving them an opportunity like this one. Hey, our client is Seeds of Life, and they sell memory trees, which is you plant a tree in honor of your grandmother who died, something like this, right? So we need blogs around this. Here's an example. What does he do? He says, that sounds great. How is that not active listening? So let's say if I wanted to get this client, let's say you're Jonathan, I'm messaging you and I'm trying to hire you on Fiverr, right? Let's say that I'm Jonathan, that guy, right? On Fiverr. And I want to get a new client, so you just give it the context. Literally let this thing. Now, just because the AI tool can write this thing doesn't mean that you don't have to learn empathy and active listening. This tool will help you. You still have to develop the skill. And I'm trying to get Seeds of Life as a client. I'm a, what is this guy? He's a content writer. I'm a content writer and do SEO. Seeds of Life sells memory trees. Write me 3 sentences, not a lot, not like you saw that guy just like copy pasted this huge thing, right? That's ridiculous. Nobody does this except the ones who suck. Write me 3 sentences in a Fiverr reply to this potential client. Okay. Now let's see what it comes back with. Will it do better than the human? It probably will be. Okay. Now, this is not great. It's okay, right? Because is the first line personalized? I mean, it is. Your unique memory trees convey the emotional significance they hold. Like, oh, okay. That's like, okay, now you're understanding what are we trying to do? The whole thing with memory trees is you're trying to remember grandma. And so I need to write content that reflects, why you're going to buy a tree and plant it in memory of grandma, right? And my expertise is content writing and SEO. And because of that, we'll write compelling narratives and boost your search engine rankings. Let's work together, right? And remember the loved ones with their beautiful trees. It's not bad, right? Now, rewrite this with more empathy. Personalizing, you're right, lacks the passion. Personalizing from the start. Okay. Make it less salesy. Okay. That first one wasn't, I mean, it was decent, right, Yoav? But it wasn't great.
Exactly.
Now, look at this. What do you think of this? Your memory tree struck a chord with me. There's such a beautiful, lasting tribute to the loved ones. With my background in content writing and SEO, I'd be honored to help you share this heartfelt message further. Together, we can ensure more people discover your trees and experience the unique comfort they can bring during times of remembrance. Warmly, Jonathan. Wow. But this is what Jonathan said. I don't have a lot of availability next week. That sounds great. Here's some random examples. Random example of all the things. Hey, let me know in the chat, are any of you guys guilty of this? Were you just random example, just like, here's a random, barf. I'm just barf out all of the different projects or whatever I've worked on. Does this have anything to do with the geometry and art, exploring nature? Do you think this has anything to do with memory trees, or shows that is this guy demonstrating an understanding of what this client wants? He's just talking about his rate. Everything here is talking about him, about what his projects are, about what his rate is, about what he does. He's reflecting zero empathy. You see that? Yeah, Vicky's right. You don't talk about your value. You listen to what they want. So here's what you do with active listening, right? You reflect it back in your words instead of, this is me. You need to understand what I do. You need to see whether I'm a fit. I'm going to make you try to do the work, so that you have to look at all the other freelancers. You know what? If the client sees that you're making them do the work and you're making them try to evaluate, instead of you show that you care, right? you're not showing that you have ownership. You're not showing you really care. That shows something about how hard it's going to be to work with you, because you don't understand what the client does. And then me as a potential client, I have to explain to you what the client is. Yeah, you're right. He seems indifferent. Exactly, Ann. And then they just switch to something irrelevant, right? It's literally this simple. Active listening is doing this. If you do this one thing, and there's a bunch of other points I want to cover too, but this is the most important one. Do you see this? Like, let's just go to LinkedIn. It was the same thing here, right? This guy started immediately from, do you need website design, development, mobile apps, or SEO? What should he have done? How could he have started this?
Ooh, that's a good one. Um,
Do I care
perhaps-
that he's a full service creative digital
No.
agency in Austin, Texas?
No,
Why should
no.
I care? There's thousands of them, more than that, right? How many people do SEO on Fiverr? Probably a lot. Let's see.
Yeah, we can count.
I'm on the seller dashboard. Why am I on the seller dashboard? Let me go. Just buying, because it knows, Fiverr knows that I hire a lot of people on Fiverr. So I know I have the other side, right? I'm doing on page, off page SEO. Yeah, link building, right? So I could measure this guy. He's got 1,000 reviews, 5 stars, top rated. But if these people, look, he's got multiple gigs in here. But if I start to message him and I'll say, hey, Jacob, or he messages me, you know what he could do is he could say, hey, Dennis, I know that you're doing this for let's see, when I'm going to Atlanta on Friday, and I'm meeting with Corey Jacobs. So we're in the process of building his website. I need to hire people to work on the website and work on editing the content and work. Here, I'll just show you this. Go to my Google Photos so you can see. So yesterday, you see, or whatever. No, this is still uploading. You can see where the pictures and the videos from this stuff. So we're making a lot of videos together with a lot of these clients, right? And if you reflect an understanding of that, where is this one that I was just at? Yeah, if you reflect an understanding of what the client is looking for, in this case, I'm a client, you're going to get the deal. That's the number one thing, right? Where is the thing I was just looking at? I've got so many tabs open. You ever get that? We have too many tabs open. It's this one. Yeah. So if I'm talking with this guy, Jacob, and he said, hey, I see you're I see you're working on Corey Jacobs, and you're doing SEO, and he's the senior advisor here. Here's the guy I'm working. Here's the guy I was with yesterday, Corey Jacobs. Why is this thing not showing up? Oh, that's because we're in charge of his website. We haven't done his SEO yet, so that's why it doesn't show up. But we're doing his SEO. Okay, you could say, you know what? I would love to help you work on Corey Jacobs with the SEO. I did a search on Corey Jacobs, and I see that he's not showing up. And, when we do our outreach link building service, we're going to help make sure that you got a knowledge panel, and we're going to emphasize his relationship as the senior advisor to Puff Daddy and his game of chess and other initiatives that he cares about, right? So if he did that, that would immediately establish a relationship versus the canned message on, hey, do you need outreach link building services? We do. Niche spam sites, we do, blah, 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 all this canned stuff. You see? That's the difference between getting a gig versus not, is you start by acknowledging what they do instead of just pasting this long thing about what you do, right? Yeah, so our friend here, Mamoo's first, reflect the client needs. So let's see. Headline is canned, right? So all the cold messaging, hey, do you need SEO? Hey, do you need website building? Hey, do you need whatever? They pretend that they do these things. They always these are all these kinds of mistakes. Literally just don't create false scarcity. Oh, you need to buy now. I only take on 3 clients. Don't sound like a used car salesperson. Don't claim that you have the best team. I especially see this in India where they say, we have a team of 500 people and we're the best. And actually that discourages me if I see that, and I don't even believe that you have a team of 500 people, right? I don't want to work with a company that has 500 people doing SEO. I want to work with one person who really cares. So Lisa's got a question. Speaking of acknowledging what they do, is there a way to find my Fiverr buyer's seller profile on Fiverr? Can I search that way? I think I have to. I don't want people searching here, do they? I don't think it works like that. I think you go with the services. But people, you know what, Lisa, if they're going to hire you, even though they're technically on Fiverr, they're probably going to look for you this way. Lover of Jesus. Me too. Empowering people to live their best life. Is this you, Lisa? Better be. VoiceOver Pro. Okay. Well, where's your website? You know, you can get all these. Here's your LinkedIn. Voice actor, Red Barnes. Voice talent, and she's in LA. Oh, look, she's got a great smile. Okay. So remember we talked about in our last webinar, go watch, we'll put the link in below when we do the replay. In your bio, here it says voice talent for e-learning, commercials, and audiobooks. Awesome. So she's not just voice talent. She's not just like other people, and you look at your categories, it's not just SEO, it's not just, you know, writing, it's not just, you know, building web apps. It's not just the thing that you do, but it's who you do it for. So Lisa, where do I have this? Lisa is doing this. I had this open here. This is too many tabs. Here. So Lisa is doing it for specifically for e-learning, commercials, and audiobooks. She can make it even better by saying, I help founders of e-learning companies, you know, get better voice. You want to do the XYZ, right? I help e-learning and training companies produce compelling commercials or marketing things with my voice talent, or by doing voiceovers or whatnot. This is pretty good, fun, engaging, creative. She's got a demo reel. Oh, this is great. Yeah, no wonder. She's probably doing really well on Fiverr, right? Oh, for Fiverr, no space. Oh, that's right. Okay, let's go to. Why is this not showing up? Do I have to search as a seller? I'm not doing this correctly. This is me. I'm being silly. Okay.
Don't worry, I think I can help you. If
Okay.
well, I hope. I think that you should change it from Fiverr Business to the regular Fiverr, and then you'll be able to find her.
Okay, so where do I go there?
You'll go, let's see.
Should I just log out? Let me try logging out.
Let's try that. Lisa, I can see what you wrote. I'm on Fiverr Business as well. I know, but in terms of like searching for your username, I think because I had the same thing as that Dennis just had a day ago, and I had to change it. Click the search button. All right. Anyway, if you're here already.
At the bottom, where? Well, anyway, the point is today we are talking about active listening, right? How do you communicate in a way that makes sense? And most of it's going to be in getting the deal. But once you get the deal, once you are communicating with the client, your ability to get more business, to do a really good job, to get a great review is still based on continuing to practice active listening. So a lot of sellers, they just do the logo, they just do the one thing, send it over saying, ta-da, here it is. But if you just practice a little bit of active listening and just give a little like insight into what you were doing or why you did it a certain way, or just say, you know, hey, I provided you, you know, this option, but I, you know, happy to do a revision if you need, you know, I did it this way versus just a little bit of something to go with it is going to go a long way. And when you see these people that they spend all their effort on just spamming thousands and thousands of, I'm sure this guy is using like some software or whatever to send out tons of these. It's not active listening, it's just a robot. And the other thing too, look at this one. The cost of an hour with us is only $30 with outstanding quality and development, because he says it's outstanding quality. It must be really good, right? So, hey, Yoav, let's just say you needed a surgeon for something, right? Would you go with this guy because he's only $30 an hour? Or if you talk to a prospective surgeon, let's say, you know, whatever, you're interviewing 3 surgeons to do your surgery, you're going to go with the cheapest one, right?
Of course.
Let me tell you this. Look, I know Fiverr started with the idea. Look, I was one of the first people on Fiverr. It must have been 10 years ago. And I hired probably 12 people the first day I was on Fiverr because it was $5. But obviously the things, it's not not $5 anymore. You can spend thousands of dollars, as I have on Fiverr with different freelancers. There are a group of, just because there's people that are really cheap and we call them nightmare clients, doesn't mean that those are the ones that you should be working with. The best clients are the ones who want the quality, and they are on Fiverr. They're high quality clients on Fiverr, but you have to communicate the right way to attract them. And that is through active listening. That means, being responsive, replying back with an understanding of what they're doing, treating it professionally, just as if they were a client you're meeting in person, but you're doing it all within the Fiverr platform. And you literally are showing them that you care. Just because you can be a freelancer and be anywhere on the planet, and you can be in your underwear while you're working, because you're not on a Zoom call with them, doesn't mean that you still don't give them the same level of care and show empathy, right? And I could go to other messages with other freelancers on any platform, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Fiverr, whatever, and you're going to see the same thing. I did here's the folks at RepStack. Oh, let me show you a cool little example on great communication, because today's topic is the importance of communication. So my friends RepStack are one of the largest agencies in Pakistan. And one of the things they do for the freelancers that they put out there is they have each of them make a video explaining what they do. And you can do that in your Fiverr profile as well, right? There's a section below where you can show, I already logged out, but you can upload your portfolio and other bits. And this is one, let me just show you, this is one example that this guy had made. So he wants to be an account manager, but he can be doing like, what is it that you do, by the way? Put in the chat. So he could be doing that thing, right? And then this is an example that he makes for every prospective client. Now you can make one in general. You don't have to make one for each potential client, but look at this.
We provide two set of packages. One, do it yourself, where you come as a mentor, and done for you, where you provide the digital plumbing, Facebook $1 strategy, for which we're very famous for, and a very revolutionary strategy, personal branding, and social implication engine. For running a client call, Dennis, I'm pretty much comfortable with it, because in my previous experience, I have placed calls with clients. They were for customer acquisitions, customer retentions, and upsells, and trying to solve customer queries. So I'm pretty much comfortable with running client calls. I understand, Dennis, that Basecamp is your primary tool of communication in Blitz metrics. I consider myself as a beginner, but I've been trained by the RSA in Basecamp. I'm a quick learner and a very coachable person. So I guess I quickly learn the tricks of the trade, how Blitz metric use Basecamp as their primary tool of communication. Talking about internal office hours, this is a weekly
So
session.
He's going through the stuff that he's showing an understanding of our company.
By Blitz metrics. Let's talk about a daily meeting call, a daily 10 members, and
I'll go a little further so you can see.
And operation manager is accountable for it. But the most
I'll go a little further.
This is my responsibility, job, to move that agenda to.
So this guy is interviewing for an account manager role, and this is his resume. I've never even talked to him. And this is what he makes. What's the difference between this guy who says, hey, I did some research on what your company does, and here's my understanding of it, and here is why I'm a great fit to be an account manager, because I understand your tools, I understand the products you have, I understand the process that you have, I understand what makes you different, I understand all these other things about you, about the company. How is that different than this guy who just messaged this morning, just blah, 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 this word vomit that he just copy pasted? I bet you this guy just sends hundreds of messages just like this, versus this guy here actually took the time to create a personalized video. Yoav, what do you think is the difference? What do you think about this?
Much better. I'm sorry for the delay. This one is much better. First of all, he's much more accurate. He's speaking like not as a, you know, the one on LinkedIn, he was really, I think the word that I was looking for is salesy, I guess.
Yeah,
This
very
one is
salesy.
very salesy. And the other guy, first of all, I mean, besides the fact that this is written, this like you can actually see him, but again, the fact that he's nicer, he's kinder, he's talking exactly, again, from my perspective, I would love to work with him.
Yeah. And it's that easy. So I would summarize active listening and the point of this webinar as being a friend with someone, as you're building a relationship. Just because it's online doesn't mean you should treat people like you're a hooker or something, right? Treat people in a real relationship as if we were to go out and have coffee together this afternoon, right? When you treat people with that level of respect, your clients are going to reciprocate and you're going to get the kind of clients that you want to work with. So I see freelancers that I don't know how they possibly get by. They have all these clients that are just horrible clients to work with because those clients chose you based on price only instead of based on skill. So the clients I have, I really enjoy working with them and they pay a lot of money, which is also good too. But it's just a pleasure because we're building relationships. And so that's why I was showing, you know, when I was saying like name a city, London, and I fly out and I see my clients, right? Because the communication is what brings us together, even though, you know, we're technically I'm hiring them or vice versa. Look at these different things. So here's another client of mine, and he sells the world's most expensive coffee. We went to school together 25 years ago to London, 30 years ago, almost to London School, London School of Economics. And see, this is in London. And I've taken his coffee, videos of his coffee, and I put it on Fiverr. And I've hired people on Fiverr to help us process these videos where he's explaining why this is the world's tastiest coffee. Do you know how much a pound of coffee is from that he buys? What's it cost? He buys it at the very top auction and he buys the very top lot. How much is 1 pound of coffee?
Tell
Take a
us.
guess. $2,500. You think you have a specialty coffee? You're probably drinking bulk coffee. There is a world of difference. And I've tried some of his different coffees. It's absolutely incredible, right? And you can see that here, like he's explaining how to brew the coffee. He's explaining what makes it different. He's explaining, like he's holding, let's see. Yeah, look, it's an example. So I'm making raw video on my phone and he's explaining what is the world's best coffee. This is just on my iPhone.
Officially the world's rarest and most expensive coffee. We bought it at auction. We paid $2,500, just over $2,500 per pound. So for that, it scored 94.75 points. So it was the highest scoring coffee in the Best of Panama competition. Now, not a lot of people know that, but coffee or Arabica is actually graded using a 100-point system, which was created by the Specialty Coffee Association together with the Coffee Quality Institute. The higher the point score of a coffee, the tastier it will be. I'm Amir from Difference Coffee, and I'd love to invite you on a journey of discovery of taste to enjoy the world's best coffees.
So there's people like me that are creating lots of videos. There's a lot of clients out there creating a lot of video. And then we go to Fiverr and we want someone to be able to edit the video and be able to turn it into reels, turn it into ads, turn it into web pages, turn it into tweets, turn it into TikToks, turn it into landing pages so we can sell more coffee. So when I put this, when I, message other sellers saying, hey, can you edit this video? And I have all these videos. There's tons of people like me that are creating these videos, right? You see these videos where he's showing how to make the coffee. There's stuff with his kids. He's talking about how he started in this business. I need someone who could, Amir, on behalf of Amir, we need someone who can edit videos like this. But if you just reply like this guy here, hey, we're a video editing company. We're really good at editing videos. We've been doing videos for a long time. We're only $30 an hour versus, wow, that is so cool. You have the world's tastiest coffee. I had no idea about the Specialty Coffee Association. And I would love to help you help discerning buyers buy the world's tastiest coffee and learn about the different kinds of coffee. And I'm also a professional video editor. And the way I start my day as a video editor is I drink coffee, right? Whatever it might be. And how do you think, Yoav, that would perform differently than like what this guy's doing?
Oh, just a sec. I'm sorry. Oh, just because Brian said great information and advice, and Andrea
Yeah.
just wanted to suggest you that kind of like push her service on subtitle into other language as well. I like that. Anyway, for sure, I think that if this William guy would have just thought of either joining this webinar or just trying to do the same as your friend did with the coffee, for sure it would help a lot. I mean, just shorten a bit the message, making it again less salesy, more active listening. For sure, that will help. That will attract your attention.
Yeah, here's another one. This person messaged me at 5 this morning. You can see. I just opened it now. You and I are reading this for the first time. Hi, Dennis. I know we don't know each other, but I came across your profile and thought I would reach out. So instant DQ, because you can see a robot would do this. He didn't even put in the effort to say something about, obviously he's going to be selling something. So what is he selling? We're looking for other business owners and company leaders to be a guest on our podcast. In addition, we're exploring ways we can help each other. I can send a link to schedule. Okay, so he's trying to sell me marketing services to help me become better known as a podcaster. I don't care about that. Here's another one from this morning. Okay, what is this one? This one's actually a little bit more personalized. Hey, I saw you're speaking at this conference. Just wanted to connect and look forward to talking in real life in sunny San Diego. Oh, okay. I listened to that and I replied, thanks, Thomas. Then he replied again, looking forward to your talk on this. Like, oh, okay, that's cool. Then he sent this yesterday. Hey, Dennis, just listened to your interview on the Digital Marketing Podcast about AI and SEO. Like, okay, cool, thanks. Then, love the phrase, you can't buy relationships. Well, you can, but you'd be exposed as a hooker. Okay, so he's clearly been listening to our podcast because we talked about that, right? Yeah, it's good. So at least he's putting in some effort to show that he's personalizing his response. So the number one thing with active listening is just show that you care by reflecting back what that client's looking for. And do that not just in the beginning to get the deal, but along the way. And especially if you're working on projects that are more than $1,000, then that ability to show active listening is so important. So I encourage you guys, what do you think? What is your biggest challenge? What do you think about communication? Because today's topic is the importance of communication, which I translate back to active listening. Because when you have active listening, that's how you solve problems. I created a video that I posted in some of our groups on how to use active listening. Like if you mess up, if the client's not happy, maybe it was just a miscommunication, it was some kind of misunderstanding, but active listening is how you overcome that. By first, you, instead of arguing, first you reflect back to them what the issue is. Okay, I see you're not happy because I'm late with your project, or because this one thing. And so I'm voicing back to you. I'm not admitting guilt. I'm just voicing back to you what the issue is. So at least you know that I understand what the issue is. Oh, or because the slide presentation wasn't very good, or because you didn't like the colors, or because this one thing. I'm reflecting back to you what the issue is. You're saying it doesn't, reflect, where this coffee comes from, whatever it might be. Like, okay, I'm reflecting back to you what you said in my own words to demonstrate I understand. And that's the main thing. When you have, when you can reflect back to them what matters to them, then they think, oh yeah, this guy gets it. Oh, Yoav, good. I don't care if he's in Pakistan or Tel Aviv or Singapore or Philippines, like India. Yeah, this guy, he understands, right? He understands what I'm trying to do. And so the minute I have that feeling like, yeah, this freelancer, I think he understands, then I want to work with you. And then it's not about the price. I want you guys to understand that. The more, if you start like you saw these other people, they immediately say, we're the cheapest. I don't want to work with you because you're telling me your quality is low. Okay. I'm not saying increase your prices. I'm just saying the reason why people choose you is not because you're the cheapest, or the ones who choose you for that reason, they're the clients you don't want. Okay. So you have some questions here from Franklin. What can I do when buyers doesn't reply my messages after I give them price? Well, first off, you got to fix your grammar, right? So look, use Grammarly all the time whenever you're replying. So let's take a look at the chat here. Okay, I'm going to copy your thing here. All right, copy, and then I'm going to go to ChatGPT. ChatGPT is free, by the way. Fix this grammar. There. So if your grammar sucks, then just have the AI fix it. See? What can I do when buyers don't reply to my messages after I've given them a price? Now answer this question as if you're Dennis Yu. If you want consulting from me, just go to ChatGPT. It knows all the stuff. Here it is. It gives you the answer. Why? Because you haven't qualified yourself. It's not about the price. Price only happens once. Oh, Grammarly's in Fiverr. Yeah. Price only matters to me as a buyer once I've determined that you actually are a fit. Price is not the first thing. Provide value, show that you care, right? Seek feedback, which is part of active listening. How about showing active listening to so that the buyer knows I'm a fit? Okay. And now the AI is going to agree. Yeah. Active listening shows you understand. Reflect their needs, right? That's what we talked about. Ask questions to clarify. Show interest. I'm reading what's here. Show your interest and engagement by asking thoughtful questions about the project. Offer suggestions. See, this is all about active listening. Remember, the goal is to build a relationship and establish trust, showing the buyer, I'm reading the words here, okay? Showing the buyer that you're not only capable of doing the job, but also genuinely invested in their project and its success. Isn't that amazing? So Franklin, this is what you need to do, right? Show active listening. And if you're not sure, you would say, I have a question, and then blah, 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 blah. What's the question? Let's see, I'm in Pakistan and I want to improve my grammar. Pretend you're Dennis Yu. What advice would you give me? If you don't know how to use ChatGPT or the Bing chat or whatnot, this is like what you need, okay? I know we're at the top of the hour, so maybe we'll go like a couple more minutes because we started a little late. Yeah, read English books, watch US movies, like Seinfeld. Don't just waste time on YouTube watching silly things because YouTube and TikTok are full of silly things, but it's full of good things too, right? Use Grammarly, practice your writing, practice talking with American clients, right? You could also go to Bard. You can see I was in Miami yesterday, so you could ask the same questions, right? What is active listening? Why is Dennis talking about active listening? What the heck does that have to do? I'm a logo designer on Fiverr. Well, I'm going to ask it just like I asked ChatGPT. I asked the Google version of ChatGPT, which is called Bard. What is active listening? Look, pay attention, ask questions, paraphrasing, which means reflecting it back. You see? I'm doing a webinar on the importance of communication with my friend Yoav at Fiverr. I want sellers to understand how to practice active listening. Could you give me a number, Yoav? Let's say 5.
5, yeah.
5 key bullet points for this webinar. Okay. I didn't even have to do anything. You don't even need me. The thing already did the work. Here it is. Watch. Communication. Yeah. Active listening is part of, it's all right here. See? Improve your work, get more money, build stronger relationships, right? Look, if you don't believe me, listen to what Bard and ChatGPT have to say. Yeah, Vicky's right. Grammarly is more useful if you understand English well enough to know when the suggestions are wrong. So just because we're using a tool like a Grammarly or a Bard or the ChatGPT, you still need to learn empathy. You still need to learn how to build relationships. The tool only improves upon what you already have. It doesn't replace you. I'm not afraid of AI tools replacing us creating logos or, whatever. The tool makes the good people more efficient. It only replaces the people who are incompetent. So that's not us. All of us here, we understand how to use tools because we understand how to build relationships first. Okay. Maybe we could take a couple questions. I'd love to see, what do you guys think?
Sure. So first of all, we got a question from Andrea. She said, she wrote basically, how do you track clients on Fiverr? Or perhaps how do you attract clients on Fiverr? Let's say
Well, you have to write a good bio. So you have to have a gig that's very specific to that particular type of client. So if your gig is super broad, like, oh, I'll write 100 pieces of content on any topic, or 100 words on any topic that you want, that's so broad, it's for everything. So don't just choose the service that you have, like, I do content writing, or I do SEO, or I do, like, that's the thing that you do. That's where Fiverr categorizes, right? But the second thing is who you do it for. I do it for real estate agents. I do it for, what is the one Vicky had, like course creators or, coaches or whoever. Like, you have that service, you do Facebook ads, let's say, for who? So if you make gigs that are around that, then it sets you up properly to be able to have a great conversation, right? Because you already know that they are that type of business and they want this type of service. That's the way I would handle that.
Perfect, Dennis. Thank you. So we got another question, and I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong, from Tolulup, I think. Anyway, so the question is, how do you handle buyers who place a direct order without contacting you first and don't want to add to the payment, even though what they paid for is less than the service they want?
So this is a perfect example of great communication. So great communication is how you preempt problems, meaning you solve them before they even happen. So in your gig description, put in all caps, message me to coordinate before you buy this gig, right? Do that. You want to have a little, because the worst thing that could happen is, and especially if you're new, you might not agree with me, but you'll realize, all the experienced people will realize this is true, will say, yes, this is true. The worst thing could happen is someone clicks buy on your gig, and then their expectations are completely unreasonable. Like you said, Tolup and Tololoop. I can't say your name properly. Tolulup. They buy your gig, and now they ask for this and this and this, and it ends up being a bad experience for you and for them. So you always want to be sure you are on the same page before they buy your gig. And then you can communicate with them along the way. Even if it's a $5 gig, you still want to have communication, because you do not want them to leave you a 1-star review, right? You do that. That's why you don't allow people to just buy, because, the Fiverr lets you set things up where there's like, a basic, a medium, and an advanced, basically like, more expensive, different levels of what you offer. And it's up to you to show exactly what you have in your small, medium, large package of the thing that you do, right? And if you're not clear on exactly what's included, then some people are going to buy it and they're going to say, well, it didn't say I didn't have this or that. They're going to try to extend it to be all these other things, which make it unreasonable, which is why you have this issue. So it's actually on you, not the client, to be very clear on exactly what you offer and what you don't do. You have to spell that out. And then at the bottom, say, please message me in advance before you buy this gig. And even then, like Felipe says, that people don't read it carefully. So you have to make sure you're extra, extra clear. Yeah.
Sure. And then just because we think we got basically 1 or 2 minutes according to
Yeah.
that and that we started, I got like a question from my side, and I
Yeah.
think it will be also relevant for the others. What do you think should be like kind of the ending sentence, or kind of like a sequel for like in terms of seller buyer communication? Like, let's say they're about to finish the order, like they delivered it, everything is okay and settled. What can you write in order to try and keep on the connection with them for the next time?
You say something that reflects some level of empathy. So the weakest way you could do it is to say, hey, Yoav, I really enjoyed working with you on this project. I hope we get to work together on more projects going forward, because I really enjoyed, whatever. That's good, but how can you make it better? You can say, Yoav, I learned so much about coffee as I was working on your videos. And I hope that as you're using the videos that I created, that it will spark more ideas for more projects that we could work together on. So please don't hesitate to reach out for your next coffee project, right? Or another way to do it is, hey, I hope you really like the logo design that I made for your coffee or whatever. And please let me know, like, how does it perform? What kind of feedback do you get? Me as a designer, I always want to improve my craft. And, I'd love to know, like, what are your customers saying? How are they reacting? And by the way, if you need other revisions on this, let me know, and I'm happy to extend this gig, right? Because the trouble with most sellers who are junior, now we're all pros here, right? So pros know that when you deliver the product, you're not just like, done, collect my money. No, I mean, yes, you collect the money, but you say, hey, I'm not only delivering you the graphic or the video or whatever the asset is, but I want to know, how does it, how do you like it? Is it driving you sales? Are your customers liking it? Is it driving you more traffic? Is the thing I made for you creating value for your business? That's what I care about. I don't want to just, here's your logo, I'm done. No, I want to know, like, I care about your success as a business. So please let me know. Keep me posted. How does it perform? What are people saying? Can I make adjustments? Can I make it better? Right? Let me know. And so this is part of a relationship, which will naturally cause them to come back. If you merely tell them that even if you just tell them that you care, that you want to know, like, how does my logo perform? How is, how do people like the video? Whatever it is, the asset that you created, just doing that one thing will cause you to stand out from 99 out of 100 of all the other people out there, because that client's going to say, dang, Yoav really cares. Wow, he really cares. He doesn't just want to give me a logo, but he really wants to see me succeed. And then I'm going to give you 5 stars for that. Just even if your logo was like, okay, just because you cared and you reflected back to me via active listening, which is what we talked about here today, that you cared. Now I am on your side. Now I'm rooting for you, right? As a seller. You see that difference is like that. What are the active listening is? What are the different ways that I can show that I actually care and I understand by reflecting back what they want, not what I want.
I like that. I really, really like that. And I just hope that all of you here also had, like, you used your active listening. I mean, you will use, and you listen to Dennis. And I just want to say again, thank you. I appreciate it. I see that we have more questions, but we ran out of time.
We got to do another one, Yoav. This is good, right?
Well, we will, of
we're
course.
Here,
I mean, as
we're
long as
helping
you can.
everybody here. I'm so proud of you that, you reached out to me a year ago or more, and you said, hey, let's do some of these trainings for our Fiverr seller community. And I said, this is great. I'm not even selling anything. My thing here is I want to see you guys improve on Fiverr. So I'm super proud of folks like Yoav to make this stuff happen. I want to know, how are you doing as a freelancer? I want you to implement active listening and let us know, like, tag me on Facebook or tag, Fiverr on Twitter or whatever it is, and let us know how this is improving your business as a freelancer. You're here not just for fun. You're here because you're trying to get more deals. You're trying to get higher paying clients. You're trying to eliminate headaches. I want to see you do that.
Amen to that. Crossing fingers. So Dennis, I would like to say thank you so much, and I appreciate your time as always. And have a great rest of the day.
Thank
And
you.
I'm sure that we're gonna collaborate in the next one. I think the fourth. This was the third
Yeah.
one. Yes, the third, and we're gonna
Yeah.
have the fourth.
Yeah.
sure.
And the next one, let's do in person. I'm coming out to Tel Aviv. I was supposed to be out there 2 weeks ago, but some things got moved around for the Dubai government. But whatever the government wants to do, we're doing training on ChatGPT. But just like we're doing here, like learning how to use ChatGPT. But definitely let's do it in person. And I'm super excited. All you guys, even if you're watching on the replay or you're watching live, connect with us. Let us know, what do you think about what we're doing here? And are there other topics that we need to cover? Are there questions that we didn't answer? We want to know about that. Let us know.
Please. So thank you again.
All
Thank
right.
you, audience, and I wish you all a great rest of the day.
Love you guys.
Bye.